And welcome to Spoiler Kings. Thank you for coming joining us for another episode. We are going to review House of the Dragons. This last episode was fire. I'm here with Brandman Brandon. What do you think about this last episode, man?
Oh, especially those last 15 minutes.
Boy.
Great episode. You know, I kind of want to say I'm kind of used to the time jumps, so it wasn't too jarring for me anymore at this point. I'm very used to it. What wasn't there to like about this episode? It was
It's family drama. So we're getting close to Thanksgiving. So it's family drama all over the place, right? And then they're all under the same roof again. And then we get to Viserys. Oh my gosh.
So tensions were at an all-time fever pitch.
You see his eyeball socket?
Oh man.
Oh, and it patch the skin where there's nothing there.
He was literally a reanimated corpse, more or less.
Remember last week when I talked about the Crypt Keeper?
Yeah,
he looks just like the Crypt Keeper. Right
he was the Crypt Keeper. He kind of reminded me of the Crypt Keeper with a little dash of Nevercracker from Monster House thrown in there.
Oh, it would, but that was very freaky. I was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. But this episode really played to me like a family Thanksgiving. You know, we got all these people, you know, that haven't been around each other for years coming back, and the drama just started from step one.
Yeah, it was a huge squabble from all directions. Insanity. I tried watching the episode. I couldn't wait. I tried watching the episode last night, early hours of the morning, because I always usually get to bed early on Sundays. Woke up in the middle of the night, couldn't get back to bed. Started to watch it, got halfway through, got really engaged. Then I started drifting off. Kept trying to rewind it. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'll just watch it before I leave for work in the morning. Watched it. I was like, dang. Rewatched it when I got home.
It was so good. All right, just give me some things that you, instead of us going over the whole episode, just some things you really liked about this episode.
Did I not call it that what's his face would grow up rocking an eye patch?
Yeah, we saw that. That was very funny.
Yeah, that was great. I like the one thing that I really like is the internal tension, like between the families. That's always been really good. And I like that it very seldom annoys me. It's very engaging and it's very entertaining to watch. That's something that's always made Game of Thrones to me. And in this case, House of the Dragon. So I really like that. One thing that I've the makeup, the old person decrepit makeup was absolutely great.
It was.
I literally felt repulsed in the pit of my stomach.
Yeah.
I could probably even go as far as say that I more or less smelled this guy from my screen. That's how effective it was.
It was so good. In this time, we're talking about how bad these things are on these TV shows. House of the Dragon stepped it up. Man, every special effect looked amazing. Everything.
It looks great.
They do a good job. I mean, it's just so professionally done.
The fact that this is almost more cinematic than a lot of theatrical Hollywood productions just really wows me. You know, that's how much good TV we're getting nowadays. You know, a lot of the TV now is doing more than some of the movies I've seen this year.
I agree. So,
you know,
but you talked about the time jump. So it seems like all the kids are between the ages of like 17 and 22, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so they're all
like teens, early 20s. Yeah.
Basically becoming adults. So all of them are that Damon, who doesn't age. I don't know what's going on. He just doesn't age.
Vampire.
He must be a vampire. He was the first vampire. That's what we're going to find out in the last episode.
Well, Matt Smith was just in Morbius.
Or Matt Smith might be Morbius. Rhaenyra looks the same, but you can tell
Yeah.
that she's been a mother for a long time. Alicent, is raising some douchebag kids. Just straight up, what's what it is. Those kids are both douchebags. Except the daughter's great, and the two sons are just horrible, or literally horrible. So I thought that was cool. But what did you think about the fact that starting the episode off, Corlys is mortally injured, and they can't find him, and you got to find someone to take over. How do you feel about that?
I kind of expected it at this point. I just was unsure where it was going to go. But I definitely did expect him to have a successor or someone to at least kind of fill in for him.
I mean, but he said last episode who he wants his successor to be. He said, that's my grandson. The history books don't care what we look like. They care about names. And that name is going to be my successor. He's going to have my last name, and it's going to carry on. But his brother was not having any of it. Because, we know who he is. He's that guy. He doesn't care about what anyone thinks. He's not politically correct, which is probably, stopped him from being higher in different places. He should be
filter.
Yeah, but he should have a higher ranking, but that's not who he is. So, so he just couldn't help himself. And he says, no, he looks at Rhaenyra and says, I'm my brother's blood. I'm the only one around here whose blood. You only get to speak for him right now because you're his wife. But I should be the one who should carry on. I should be that guy. And that was really interesting that he did that, and that this is the first chance for the Hightowers to strike the first blow against Rhaenyra and Daemon. So that was just great. I mean, it's great storytelling. It makes so much sense. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's really, really good. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And what Daemon did near the end of that episode.
Well, Daemon, I respect what Daemon was all about, honestly. Because what's his was it Vermond or was it Vermond? Sir Vermond. So. That's his brother's name. The problem was he was just speaking so much, he was talking so much, and he was like, I'm going to let it all out. He said it's instead of Viserys. He don't care that the king. See, the Hightowers had it all planned out. They're going to hear both sides, and then they're going to strike Rhaenyra down, and it was going to be the first blow, so she doesn't have any power anymore. You didn't have to worry about it anymore. And what happened was Rhaenyra went to her father and just told him, why would you choose me? Why would you do all these things? You know how hard it is. I am tired of fighting all the time. I thought I want this. I don't want it anymore. This is not what I want. And I thought that was just so cool because Viserys didn't, no matter how he's obviously on his deathbed. He looks like death warmed over. He literally looks like, he looks like a zombie. He literally
did look like a zombie.
Out of the grave, sat up, did a Michael Myers, and walked up in there.
I was surprised that man was even walking, to be honest.
But does that show how much he loves his daughter?
Yep.
There is, when she first walked into the bedroom, he said, he thought it was Alicent, and he realized it was Rhaenyra. And that's when he really opened up. And that was great foreshadowing by the writers, because he was like, wow, he thought it was Alicent, now he thinks it's Rhaenyra. So obviously he can't see who's by his bedside. He just going off of his mind.
Yep.
He refused to take the pain medicine because he wanted to be a clear mind and wanted to make sure to hold everybody accountable. He comes in, walks in. That was the coldest walk I've seen ever for a man to love his daughter so much that I'm going to be there. I'm going to make sure this is right. And he's like, what the hell is this? What's going on here? Why are we even talking about this? And I think the fact that Daemon helped him into his chair and to the Iron Throne and put the crown on his head was just epic, really. That it was so much love in this episode. I loved it. I loved just seeing it, and though they have so many years of anger and resentment, at the end they still had love between them.
Yes,
two brothers, and I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the fact that there's love at the core, despite the dysfunction, is really making this a very engaging watch to me.
So
I'm really. Damon is such an interesting and engaging character to watch.
I agree.
He's almost like one of the more like kind of definitive anti-heroes that I've kind of seen in a while.
That's a very good definition for Damon. Anti-hero. Yeah. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you see. And he is who he is, and there's no apologies or anything. I love that about him.
Mm-hmm.
But Viserys basically backs Rhaenyra's claim. Her son is going to, head the house, the Targaryen house. This is what he's going to be. He's going to be. Was it the king of the tides? Is that what it is? What's it called? It's the Tide Master or whatever it is.
I think you're right. I think it's Tide Master, right?
Yeah, I believe that's kind of what it is. But so he basically tells him that's what's going to happen. This is who he is. He's going to, and I'm back in Rhaenyra. I don't understand why anyone else will say anything. And then he's basically like, say something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vermont comes in. He's like, no, who are you to come and talk to me about my house, about my family, and tell me who's going to head this house? And then he calls the kids, Rhaenyra's kids, bastards.
Yeah.
And then calls Rhaenyra a whore in front of everybody. That's ballsy.
Yeah.
And then Viserys, no matter how he is, he pulls out his knife. Like, I'm taking out your tongue, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Until Damon said, don't worry about it. I got this, bro.
Damon's like, I got it.
Cut his face. Her cheek. Only thing you see is tongue. He's like, hey, you can keep your tongue. I take everything else. Is that not the coldest thing you ever heard someone say?
Right.
But that's why I love Damon. For him doing that. This episode has so much backstabbing. It's everything you love about Game of Thrones thrown into this one conflict, and it took you on this emotional roller coaster. Because right after we got that, then we have the family dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then that family dinner, Sarah basically says, you guys need to all put away all these things. All these
these squabbles, these quarrels.
Exactly.
And
it seems like they started to do it. And we actually got a happy scene.
We did.
Were you surprised to see that?
I was really surprised to see that. It kind of took me out. And then we all remember how it ended.
Well, even that, I mean, that little boy, that's you called it. Like, he's just, I don't want to call him a son of a bitch, but
he kind of is, though.
That's who he is,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was horrible that he did that, but it is what it is.
I saw it coming. I saw something coming. Things were going way too good.
Well, it was fine until they brought the pig out. No one told them that this pig might be a bad idea. That Aemon might be upset because they told him he doesn't get a dragon, he has to ride a pig, and you put the pig right in front of him, and don't think these little 17, 18-year-olds going to laugh. But yeah, that once again starts the animosity. Rhaenyra says she has to go take her kids back, and she'll come back because she wants to be there. Alicent seems like they are mending their fences, and everything was great. And then Viserys got taken off, so Alicent goes to take care of Viserys, and but Viserys doesn't think that's Alicent. Viserys thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra again. And how do you know that? If you guys watch it and pay attention, he's talking about the Song of Fire and Ice. Now, the only person that knows about fire and ice, right, is Rhaenyra. Why? Because she's his heir. Only person he told about this stuff is her. She's the only one. So he thinks he's talking to her. Alicent doesn't know that, which is like unbelievable. And he says, the dream is true. The end, and it's about Aegon. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying Rhaenyra has to bring everyone together. He says Rhaenyra is the one responsible for bringing everyone together, and that's what she needs to do. Alicent hears that and thinks he's saying she has to bring everyone together, and that Aegon has to be king.
King, yeah.
Wow.
Which, how are you feeling about that?
Shit's about to get real. No matter what Alicent told Rhaenyra, and everything looked like they were going the right way, and it's about to hit the fan because Viserys dies. You can see him laboring, breathing. You can see it. How it was just he felt like I did what I could. I've done everything I can to mend the fences and bring my family together. It's time I can leave. I can let go.
Yeah.
Not knowing that he just caused the biggest problem ever. That issue was crazy.
It was only a matter of time before he croaked, though.
He should have died 5 years ago.
He should have. Yeah.
Like, hey, we talking about like that didn't make any sense.
Holy crap! He just looked. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, as I say, he looked like the Tales for the Crypt Keeper. Like
he did.
So
he did.
But
he looked like the Crypt Keeper.
Him dying, him accidentally telling Alicent that, knowing that he really does believe in his heart that Rhaenyra is the one that's going to bring this kingdom together, is really going to cause a civil war.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhaenyra, at the dinner, everyone said that she's going to be the queen. And now for Alicent to go back on that right after he dies, woo! Oh, man. This next episode is going to be crazy. So now my question to you is, what do you expect to see?
Oh, man. These are always tough for me. Oh, man. That is tough for me.
Well, we know Alicent's going to try to find a way to make Aegon king. Even though he's a terrible person. He's the worst person. He raped the girl in the episode. Like, straight up raped the girl. She gives the girl money and some tea. Alicent, who thought she was morally better than everybody and who was really jealous of Rhaenyra, did the same thing no matter what. So
yeah, making him
he's a douchebag. You make a douchebag king?
Mm-hmm. Like he's basically Joffrey.
Exactly. I mean, he's terrible. He should not even be in the conversation for being king. He doesn't want it. No. I liked his brother, Aemond. I kind of compare him to Daemon.
Definitely.
It's like Daemon. Aegon is just a dude. Like he's like, I don't want none of this crap. I just want to, party, chill, mac and hands, and not to worry about anything else. I want to, enjoy my position. I don't want any of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very satisfied in that hedonistic lifestyle.
This is so right. Tank says all the kids look between 14 and 16, but that one-eyed kid, Aemond looks like he's 30.
He did look about 30. He sure did look about 30, didn't he?
I was like, he's between the two Rhaenyra's kids. He's between their age. Because the youngest of Rhaenyra's kids is about 16. The oldest is about 20. And he looks like he's like 35. Mm-hmm. I was like, grown ass. Like, why do you look just like Daemon? Like the same age.
Right?
Karate Kid. Oh, that was crazy.
He did. He looked just like when he was walking past Daemon smirking.
Well,
I thought the same thing.
Do you think I felt like he wants to push the envelope, but I think all of them are afraid of Damon. They can say what they want, but they respect Damon and they're afraid of Damon.
Yep, they sure are.
For me, for the next episode, I'm going to guess one of Rhaenyra's kids are going to die. Mm-hmm. One of Alicent's kids are going to die. Alicent is going to try to take over by force because technically Rhaenyra is out of the castle. She's going to try to take over by force, even though they know Rhaenyra is the rightful queen. She's going to have the baddest dragon because she has Vhagar or whatever. She has the baddest dragon. Rhaenyra's going to come on her dragon, and then all her kids are dragon riders. And now that her sons are now engaged to their cousins, whatever. So the Targaryens are going to be with them too. So This is turning to be a big ass fight, all because Alicent misunderstood what Viserys was saying.
Yep.
I mean, that's.
I will give it to Alicent. She didn't piss me off as much as she did in the last episode in this one.
Really paying off the rape victim and just telling her, no one better hear about this. I mean, and some cold pimp. That was a cold pimp.
Yeah,
that's what that was. That was some cold pimp. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, I didn't know where they were going to go with that, but I thought, yeah, and she's still a sleaze. Don't get me wrong, but like last week she was really leaning on my nerves. Like the emotional roller coaster that these characters take me on, like from them pissing me off to not pissing me off as much to pissing me off again to wanting to reach through the screen and like just shake some sense into them.
Yeah.
That's how it usually is with characters like Alicent. Like I said, that's always been the thing with Game of Thrones. Like the characters always take you on a ride, and it's always really engaging to watch.
All right, I got one question for you though.
Mm-hmm.
End of the episode, Daemon's old concubine was given the news about what happened at the palace.
Mm-hmm.
What is she going to do with the next episode? And what news might she have to put a monkey wrench in this whole thing?
That's a great question. Huh.
I mean, because they showed her there at the end of the episode, and
they did.
There's nothing with her that seemed special. Mm-hmm. But am I mistaken? But I saw another blonde-haired kid over there.
That's what I was thinking. We could get a soap opera reveal.
So and immediately you think that's Daemon's kid, right?
Yeah.
That kid is young.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's not? What if it's someone else's kid?
Mm-hmm.
What if she has some dirt?
But whose?
It could be a lot of people. What if it's Viserys? What if it's Aegon? What if it's Aemond? I mean, it could be any of them, and all that would just throw a huge monkey wrench in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because Viserys, to get back at Daemon, did something before his eye popped out. I don't know. Teddy's like, was Aegon promoting that Smile movie? Because they clown had that stupid smile the whole time like this.
Yeah, just that cheesy grin.
Hey,
just cheese in the whole episode.
First of all, I saw that Smile movie, so I'm gonna do a review on that too.
Yeah.
The first 3/4 of that movie was really, really good. The last fourth was pretty. You know exactly what's going on, but 3/4 of that movie, whew. Oh. But getting back to, I have to get off schedule. Is there anything special that you think might happen? Anything that we don't see that might happen? Like, well, I mean, so does Corliss come back?
I think Corliss is definitely going to come back.
You think so?
I can
Really?
say that.
You don't think he's morally injured and he's actually dead?
I don't think he's dead.
Okay.
I think he's going to show back up, and I think it's definitely going to be the next episode.
I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
What if it's not? What Corliss is dead? Would you be surprised if Lenore comes back?
It wouldn't surprise me too much.
Or would it surprise you if that concubine knows that Lenore got on that boat and sailed off, and she's the one that saw it, and she's gonna bring that to everybody's attention?
I didn't think about that.
Throw a monkey wrench to this whole Targaryen, allies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it very well could be. I didn't even stop to think about that or entertain that.
But isn't that kind of the point? This show is so good because they're able to throw all these things at us, and we're not exactly sure where it's going to go. It doesn't follow the book exactly, but it's very good. This is just one of these shows that everything they do is interesting and is like the right move. I mean, at least that's how I feel. I don't know. You have anything else about this? Anything else that you want to talk about this?
I think that's pretty much the gist of it as far as I'm concerned. I think we pretty much tackled it all. Really great episode. I loved how, like I said, not even the time jump bothered me as much as it previously was, or kind of grating on my nerves because I'm that used to it at this point.
You're like, oh yeah, it's a time jump.
Yeah,
whatever. 6 years. Okay.
At this point, I'm pretty used to it. But yeah, really liked this one.
That's very cool. And guys, next episode, Ish is hitting the fan. Mm-hmm. It's like your family dinner. I don't know if you guys saw Soul Food, but it's gonna be like that dinner when you found out the sister the cousin slept with the sister's husband. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. All that shit's about to happen right now. It's about to be crazy.
By the way, speaking of Soul Food, as an adult, the Vanessa Williams character was the real hero and victim of the story. Everyone did her dirty.
And we're going to leave you with that. Please I want you to comment on this video.
Comment down there, guys.
This video. Let me know what you thought about the episode. What you think? Who's your favorite character? Is Rhaenyra your favorite character? Is that the one you're going to ride with? Is it Daemon because he's just so cold? Is it Alicent? Maybe you love that. Maybe you like the Hightowers. Maybe you like Otto. I want to know what you guys think about the episode. Please it helps our numbers. It helps us get to where we need to go. Please subscribe. We're trying to do a giveaway at 400.
We're almost there.
Almost there. So please do those things. We're going to give you another video, but